Everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for Novato Unified School District's Transitional Kindergarten and Kindergarten Information Night. We're excited to be here and hopefully give you all the background information you need to make a decision that's right for you and your family, introduce some of the programs that we offer for our students here in Novato, and answer any questions that you may have around the registration process as you move forward with us in enrolling your student for school. So we welcome you, and we're excited to introduce all of this information to you. Before we get too far, these are in the wrong order already, I just wanted to give you an overview of who is Novato Unified School District. So we are an organization serving 7,446 students as of this morning. And you can kind of see the breakdown of the demographics. So I'll give everyone just a couple of minutes to take a look at the diverse population that we have the opportunity to serve here in Novato. And tonight, we're going to be hearing from a number of different representatives from Novato Unified School District. My name is Jennifer Larson. I'm the Director of Student Success here at the Novato Unified School District office. And you're going to be hearing a little bit about our organization and our goals, our mission, and what Novato is designed to do for your students. For myself and our teacher on special assignment, she's a TOSA that is responsible for helping and supporting the teaching and learning aspects of our organization, Karen Freemantle. Then we have our wonderful TK kindergarten combo teacher from Olive Elementary School, Emma Donovan. Then we're going to be hearing from our dual immersion kindergarten teacher at Linwood, Deborah Matson. We also have Nikki Lloyd, the director of the Novato Charter School, joining us this afternoon or this evening to talk about the charter school opportunity. And then, of course, thank you so much to our community liaison, Isabel Malara, for being here to interpret, to make sure that everyone is able to understand and hear what kind of information we have in store for you. This evening, before we wrap up, there's a few things that we want to make sure you understand. The first is our mission and vision here at Novato Unified School District. We want to give you a little insight and overview about what you can expect from a TK kindergarten classroom experience. We'll definitely introduce our dual immersion program, our charter school program, and then we'll walk you through the registration process and make sure that you have all the contact information you need in case you have any questions or you need any support as we move through the year. At the end, we'll leave some time for questions, but we also have our moderators checking the chat box. So as we go through this information, if there's anything you would like us to respond to at the end, time permitting, we'll answer as many of those questions as we possibly can. And like I said, at the end of the presentation, we'll make sure you have the contact information for who you can contact here at the Novato Unified School District office to answer any questions or concerns that you might have after tonight's presentation. So with that, let me welcome you to Novato Unified School District. Really our North Star is ensuring that we have an equitable access, or we have equitable access for all students in Novato. We designed an equity imperative that we live by here in NUSD, and we did this with the input of our families, our community members, students, and of course our staff. And just really quickly, I'm going to read where it is that we really put our focus. Equity in Novato Unified School District means ensuring every student has access to educational opportunities that challenge, inspire, and prepare him or her for a strong future. Equity also means that every student has the support, encouragement, and assistance they need to be successful in school. With that in mind, we have designed a vision that really dictates how we provide an educational experience for our students. And I'm going to turn it over to Karen Freemantle, who's going to talk a little bit about the academic and skill-based education that we offer.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here with you tonight. It is our mission here to provide your kids with an innovative and personalized, designed for your child's needs experience for all of our students at NUSD. We do this in a caring and supportive environment with teachers that are passionate about what they do so that our students are developing the knowledge and skills that they need to be really successful and productive citizens. In light of this, and in considering all the many, many goals that we have as a district for our students, we have come up with 3 overarching goals that we base our decisions on. The first is the culture of caring, where we focus on building relationships with our students that will help them to feel valued and help them to thrive as they progress through their school years. The second is a culture of competence, where we offer our students multi-tiered systems of support designed to meet the needs of our individual students. We recognize that children come to us with varied experiences and opportunities and needs. And so it's our desire to meet them where they are and help them to reach to their highest potential. That flows right into our culture of excellence that we are designing currently and transitioning to performance-based education, where our students, our parents, our teachers work as a collective team and work towards the students' standards and proficiency skills, so that we're all clear and understanding what their goals are and what they will be learning. The next thing that you will come to see frequently as your kids experience their years at Novato Unified School District is our NUSD graduate profile. This profile was designed based on, we call them the 6 C's, 6 areas that we feel best represent the 21st century skills that we want our students to leave our district having mastered. You'll see them in the little cogs in the wheel. They include critical thinking, communication, conscientious learner, collaborator, goodness gracious, I can't even, character, and what is my last one? You'd think I would see all these. Cultural competency, I believe. Here's what we feel about these. We feel that these are the skills that interweave with all of the academics that your students will be learning. And these are the things that help them to transition everything they're learning academically to the skills they will need in life to work successfully with others in the job field, to function as a productive part of our community. As you are considering kindergarten for your little ones, you have a couple of options at Novato Unified. Your first option is to go to your neighborhood school. These are set up based on where you live. We have 8 options for you. You will see them listed. We have Hamilton School, Loma Verde, Lusetton, Linwood, Olive, Pleasant Valley, Rancho, and San Ramon schools. These would be assigned to you based on where you live, and that would make that simple. Another option that you have is our dual immersion program, which is found at Linwood School. This is a Spanish immersion program, and you will be hearing more about this evening. This is also a TK5 program. We just would say that we do not provide district transportation to this program, so that would have to be worked out by family. Your third option in Novato is the Novato Charter School. This is located in the Hamilton area. They are a K-8 program. They are supported by their own board of directors and have an application process that you will hear more about tonight. And this is an encompassing slide showing you what your child will experience in our programs. It is a whole world unto itself. Kindergarten is one of my most favorite grades to teach because of these very things. It is such a year of exploration and development and play and fun and incredible amounts of learning. Your kids' worlds explode with new ideas, new experiences, new friends, new opportunities. It's really an amazing program, and I'm super proud to be a part of it. Next, we want to introduce to you one of our very favorite kinder teachers, Miss Emma Donovan. She will be talking to you about her experiences teaching kinder.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks again for joining us. My name is Emma Donovan, And as they introduced me, I teach TK, K at Olive Elementary. And I've been teaching in Novato for 19 years. And it is my joy that I get to participate in this job every day and have so much fun with your children. You can advance the slide now. So community is one of the first words that your child will learn when they step on a campus here in Novato, because it is absolutely so important to their education. And kindergarten and TK are one of the many milestones that your child will experience. My son is 16, so I've gone through all of those milestones with him, including, you know, getting his driver's license most recently, which is very scary. But for those of you who this is your first child entering school, it can be a little scary as well, starting kindergarten. But I can assure you that every teacher in Novato strives to build this sense of community and really create a partnership with you along the way to help your child succeed. So in a TK kindergarten classroom here in Novato, we are busy from the time they step on campus to the time we say goodbye in the afternoon. Granted, right now, during the pandemic, things are very different. These photos were pre-pandemic, prior to March 13th. And this is what we hope to return to next year. So we are looking through the lens of hope and of renewal in the next school year.
Okay.
So every day in the classroom, we explore, we collaborate, we engage together. We do that in a variety of ways. We have small groups most days, as well as whole group. We also time during the day where we can individually meet with students to meet.
The whole link is different now.
Perhaps the board host can mute themselves. That would help.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. The children also have free choice time, which is really one of the most important parts of their day, when they get to socially interact with their peers and really explore and use their imaginations and learn through play. We also move every day. Many of the schools adopted a wonderful program called In Motion that we hope to get back to again once our lives get back to a more normal way of life. And so that picture in the center is students collected on the large playground every morning, where we get together and we move and dance together. And the studies have shown that that really gets their brain ready for learning throughout the day. We also really encourage parent involvement. One of these photos, you can see a mother reading a story to the class, bringing their own personal experiences to the classroom, sharing about jobs and things like that. And again, we hope that we can return to that in the fall. We love trying new things in kindergarten and TK. Many schools have wonderful opportunities that are brought to us by the PTAs at our sites, including yoga, special science programs. You can see one of the pictures here is our nutrition services coming to the school sites to teach cooking lessons and nutrition to the students, which they absolutely love. You can see the kids on the far left participating in a science experiment, working together collaboratively as a team. And again, you can see all of us playing outside on the playground and enjoying our day. So again, we hope to get back to things like field trips and library time. Many of the sites are being super creative with library right now and are able to send books home to the students while they're at home learning. But each school site does have a fabulous library that the kids get to visit weekly. We do use technology, obviously right now more than normal, but most TK and kindergarten students have have iPads that we use, and we have many online-based programs to help support their learning, and you'll learn more about those as your child starts school. One of the key components in our curriculum is social emotional learning, and making sure that we can teach the children about how to understand their feelings and how to problem solve. And many of the school sites have adopted a program called Second Step. Other sites use a program called Mind Up, and these are really wonderful programs that help students with self-regulation, and like I said, problem solving, and those are very important skills for children of this age. And another key component in the TK kindergarten year is learning about responsibility and being able to be independent and take care of one's needs. So whether it's something as simple as being able to open up and zip and close your own backpack, to understanding in your lunchbox what is your snack and what is your lunch, to make sure you don't eat it all at snack time. These small little things are really important in building independence, and I encourage parents to start working on those skills now and throughout the summertime, so that as they arrive on campus, they're ready to embark on those things on their own. So what comes next? Many school sites will contact you after registration closer to the beginning of summer, and we may set up a time for you to bring your child to campus to do a small screening. And this just helps us gauge where your child is socially and academically, so that when we're building our classes, we can make sure that they're balanced. Many of the school sites have school tours available. Again, right now, that's probably not possible, but hopefully as vaccinations proceed, we'll be able to open those up again. And if that is the case, we also sometimes have summer play dates with your classroom cohorts, so that kids can get to know each other prior to school starting. And every school site, I believe, has orientations the first week right before school starts, so that you can attend and meet your teacher and get to visit the classroom to help kind of ease some of those anxieties that some of the kids might have heading onto the school campus for the first time. So thanks again for joining us tonight, and we'll be here at the end for questions, and I can't wait to meet your kids in the fall.
All right, we're going to transition now over to Miss Matson, who's going to talk about our dual immersion program. As we transition over, I do want to acknowledge that it looks like one of the links that is out there on a couple of our web pages is an older link and hasn't been updated. And so there are some people who are just getting into the meeting now. There are some people who are still trying to get in, and we're currently working on that and aware of that problem. It looks like it has been fixed, and so we should all be coming together. Please know that this has been recorded, so we'll make sure that it gets posted so that everyone who hasn't been able to see the first 15 minutes of the webinar will be able to go back and see it. And again, we'll certainly have time at the end of the webinar to answer questions as they come up. And so if there's anything that was missed and you need information, we'll do the best we can to address it then, or make sure you have the contact information of the best person to reach out to. But again, we're going to be transitioning now from our traditional TK5 classroom experience over to Ms. Matson, who is our wonderful kindergarten teacher in our dual immersion program over at Linwood Elementary School. And so Ms. Matson, go ahead and take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deborah Matson, and I am a kindergarten first grade teacher this year in Linwood Dual Immersion Spanish English program. And so teaching kindergarten first grade split this year. And so what is the kindergarten experience, though, for you in the dual immersion program? We also welcome the students into our classroom so that they are experiencing uh, a classroom where they are exploring and creating, collaborating, investigating, and discovering. Next slide, please. So the vision for our immersion program is that the NUSD program at Linwood will provide an enriched education, allowing each student to develop knowledge and skills that would be needed to become a productive and engaged member of our diverse global community. And we are, our goal is that students become bilingual and biliterate. So they will be learning both Spanish and English while they are with us. You can see one of our teachers, Ms. Tebow, here says that bilingualism is a gift that you can give your child. Next slide. So what will you see if you come into a classroom in the dual immersion program? Well, a typical classroom in our TK to third grade program would be with 50%, about 50% Spanish speaking students, home language of Spanish, and 50% of our students would be having a home language of English, while a small fraction would be coming from homes that speak another language. In the dual immersion program, we follow a 90-10 model of bilingual education. And so that means that 90% of the instruction will be in Spanish. So if you walk in, you're going to hear Spanish being spoken by the teacher. And then the students who are learning Spanish, they could respond in English. And of course, our students who are coming from Spanish home language, they would be responding in Spanish. We like to have that balance of 50-50 so that peers are learning from each other as they are learning in the classroom. So each year we have our students will be experiencing 10% more time as they move up the grades, 10% more time in English. So for example, in second grade, 80% of the instruction will be in Spanish, and then 20% of their instruction will be in English. By the time our students get to the fifth grade, they are receiving a balanced program of 50-50, 50% in Spanish and 50% in English. So our goal is that students will be learning to read and to write both in Spanish and in English. And here you can have a peek at a student from this year who is in our program. And we have two students, just a quick clip, two students who are coming from English-speaking homes and one student from a Spanish-speaking home. No, the volume is not on.
Are you unable to hear the volume? Okay, I have to stop sharing and reshare.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
okay. I have to choose a button that says share my sound. We're going to be
okay.
no worries at all. All right, let's do that again and see if we have a better luck.
Mi día.
Hearing it now?
Fui a la escuela. Fui de paseo. Paseo. Le tomo la mano a mi mamá. No piso el pasto. Ella me pone el cinturón. Así paseo yo. Yo amo a mi papá.
And so that's just a little look inside to see what the students would look and sound like if you were to see them learning to read and so on in Spanish. Moving on, we love to foster the joy of learning with our students, and one of the things that they love to do is have hands-on activities, art projects, any kind of project, but especially our projects for learning. Project-based learning is so essential for a language development program. The kids love it. They're always so engaged and interested. Well, here's a look at one of our math projects. It was called I Am an Architect, Yo Soy Arquitecto. And the motive was that the students would be able to recognize geometric shapes, and then they were building houses in paper at first, and then later on they built cardboard houses and buildings as well. We also are doing projects such as gardening, so that students are learning about habitats. For science, we study animals and plants, and so it's project-based learning as well for science. And then just to give you an idea of what the kindergarten writing would look like at about this time of the year, you can see some examples here. The students are writing about one sentence at about this point. Some of them are copying from sentence frames. But by the end of the year, students draw their pictures about what they would like to express, and then they're writing 1 to 2 sentences on their own, usually 2 sentences. And so that's a bit of a look at what the dual immersion program with the goal of students being bilingual and biliterate would look like. And so I just want to tell you that we are passionate at Linwood about our dual immersion program. And if you would like to make the choice to join us, we would definitely welcome you. And we would love to meet your students and have you join us if it's the right decision for your family.
Thank you so much, Deborah, and thank you both, Emma and Deborah, for being here to walk us through a little bit of that kindergarten TK experience and what we might expect to see in the classroom. We're going to transition now to our wonderful Novato Charter School program, and we have Nikki Lloyd here, who's the director of the school. We're very fortunate here in Novato to have a wonderful partnership and work really closely together with our charter school. And so we're excited to have you to share a little bit about your program.
Thank you, Jen. I'm glad to be here tonight, although I would prefer to be in person down at the district office. But we at the Novato Charter School have a TK through 8th grade program. We have 2 kindergarten classes, and the kindergarten, both the TK children and the kindergarten children are mixed together in each of the 2 classes. And then we have 1 class per grade, 1st through 8th grade. We're a relatively small school with approximately 270 students. Okay. Do I go to the next slide? Or no, there you go. So our charter school is guided by the core principles of Waldorf education. And I encourage anybody who is considering this option to go to our website. You can learn a lot of information on our website, as well as the website for the Alliance for Public Waldorf Education. And their trademark symbol is in that bottom corner. The Alliance for Public Waldorf Education supports Waldorf education in the public sector. In our neck of the world, that's usually in charter schools, but there are many district programs that have charter programs. Essentially, it's a developmental approach. Most people know about Maria Montessori. She had a developmental approach to how children learn and how they develop and grow, and therefore how they should be educated. So according to the developmental approach that Rudolf Steiner put forth, we're doing the right thing at the right time, placing equal emphasis on the head, heart, and hands, the head being the intellect or the academic portion, the heart being that social emotional learning, working through conflict, building inner images so that creative thinking and problem solving can be developed. And finally, hands, learning by doing. and the development of a strong will. Often people are a little confounded. What do we mean by a strong will? A strong will is the ability to see a task through even though it's difficult. It's very different from being willful. Often people would say, oh, my child has a strong will. They had the biggest tantrum in the store when they didn't get what they wanted. That's actually a willful child. A strong-willed child can take setback in stride and move through it. And finally, protecting the sanctity of childhood for healthy development and growth. There are many things that we would like to delay or wait and introduce to the child as they grow and mature. So what does our kindergarten program look like? We use an open-ended play-based program, and there's a lot of social emotional development going on. We maximize learning by doing. We believe that that is how that child up to about the age of 6 or 7 learns. They learn by doing. There are many pre-learning skills that are implicitly embedded into the program. We will not bring explicit instruction or expect explicitly for the children to be writing or reading in kindergarten, but we are laying down many foundational skills. The classroom looks like a home-like environment. The children are engaged in home environments such as cooking and cleaning up and doing crafts and arts projects. Our kindergarten teaching team generally remains in the kindergarten, and I mention that because some might be familiar with our looping program, which means our class teachers, 1st through 8th, stay with their class for more than 1 school year, generally 3 to 5 school years. And our target class size is 24 to 25 students with 1 teacher and 1 assistant. Finally, we use Schoolmint like the district does. And so if you're interested in applying, we are having tours. I did my first virtual Zoom tour. You can find those on our website. Again, it was not as fun as doing it in person and showing you the campus, but we are doing those tours. And if you would like to apply, go through the process on our website and through Schoolmint. You can also contact our office and we would be happy to help you in English or Spanish to go through that process. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you so much, Nikki, and thank everyone for being here. And so we're just going to move forward and look at the registration process. And as Nikki just said, both of our programs, whether it's NUSD or the Novato Charter School, uses a program called Schoolmint, and we have online enrollment. And so for NUSD, where you would find that is nusd.org/enrollment. And we do have about 15 minutes left until we want to really look at our questions and make sure we've answered everything. And so we're going to take that time just to walk you through what you're looking for on this website. If you're interested in walking through and starting the registration process now, you are certainly more than welcome to do that. Please know that we have registration support by phone or by Zoom virtually here at the Novato Unified School District office, but also in the school offices of whichever school is your home school in any language that we need to support. So we do have the ability to support any languages that you may need support in and walking through this process. From here, I'm going to go ahead and scroll over to our website. So what you're looking at here is the Novato Unified School District website. And while there is a lot of wonderful information and tabs here, what we're going to focus on today is enrolling or registering your child. So you can see on this page, our enrollment and registration process is open. You are able to register your student right now. One key piece of information is you can start the registration process and you don't have to finish it in one sitting. It will save as you go through. So if you want to log in and you want to start creating your Schoolmint account, once you've made your account, you can go ahead and start the process and come back to it as many times as you need to make it a little bit more convenient for you. And now we are going to enroll. All right, so this tab right here under Enroll My Student, And the first thing you're going to need to do is create a SchoolMint account for your student. Keep in mind that if you do have other students here in Novato Unified School District, you may have an account for that, but you will need to add your student, create an account for that student to be able to go through the registration process. And then you would click on the For New Students Only button. And this is what the SchoolMint page looks like. It should say Novato Unified School District Online Enrollment System. New registration for the 2021-2022 school year. It's hard to believe that we are just bringing our students back to campus now, and we are already starting to prepare for bringing our new students on campus in the fall. So I know that there may be some questions about that, but registration is open, and we look forward to being able to support your students. From here, you simply walk through the sign up process. And like I said, once you've created your account, you'll be able to come and go out of this system as many times as you need to. And you can do all of the registration pieces right here online, including uploading any of the documents you may need for that registration process. All right, we do have a couple of questions. And I'm going to read these out loud just to make sure that everyone is able to see the chat box. The first question, unfortunately, the Zoom link wouldn't let me into the meeting until right after the dual immersion talk, which you wanted to hear. Yes, it absolutely is being recorded and it will be posted on our website. We can also send that out and we will post it on our Facebook page so that all of our community members are able to access it. So yes, this is being recorded and we'll make sure that it goes out to all of our families, and we apologize for the confusion with the link in the beginning. You're also interested in the Olive School. So one of the good points that came up is on that list, what to do next. It was registration and school tours. And obviously school tours are going to look a little different than this year. As you just heard from Ms. Lloyd, school tours right now are happening virtually. So you absolutely can contact the schools of interest and go ahead and ask them what their schedule is and how they'll be delivering their school tours this year. But you are welcome to tour our schools. If you are interested in a school that is not in your neighborhood, meaning it is not your neighborhood school and it is not the dual immersion program, which is our only school that has open enrollment and serves the entire city of Novato, you would need to also put in for a transfer. And there's on that same web page under NUSD.org, you'll find the web page for online transfer requests as well. So for those families that may be interested in a school outside of their neighborhood school, feel free to visit, but know that that is a process. It is a lottery. And so in the end of the registration process and the transfer request timeline, we will host a live lottery process here. Every student will be given a place on a wait list, and then once we have our registration complete, we'll place those students in the order in which they were placed on the wait list. The next one is, my son is enrolled in early intervention. Will you need to do? If you're already enrolled in a Novato school, even if it's for early intervention, you already have a SchoolMint account, so you would just need to ensure that you are, if that is your neighborhood school, make sure that they know that you're going to be continuing on in that school. If that is not your neighborhood school and you are planning to go to your neighborhood school, we would want to make sure that we have you enrolled in the right school for the following school year. And you could reach out to the early intervention team, or you could reach out to our office and we'll make sure that you're all set up. And move a slide ahead so you can see. This is our contact information, Jennifer Casper. She's here in the district office and works in the Education and Student Services Department. And she is our transfer and registration guru, and she'll be able to either answer your questions or direct you in the right direction, make sure that you get the answers and the support that you need. So take a note of that, jcasper@nusd.org. And again, you're also welcome to contact the office at the school that is your neighborhood school. If your neighborhood school is the dual immersion school, do you still need to apply for a transfer if you want to go there? If Linwood is your neighborhood school and you want to stay at Linwood to participate in the dual immersion project, you just stay at your home school. You don't need to do anything at all except for register for your home school. That was a great question. If you do not want to go to the dual immersion school, and Linwood is, you do have priority to another school in the district. So we will make sure that you have a transfer to one of our other schools, but you do need to submit, and there's a special transfer link on the application. So when you do go to the transfer application, if you identify that you are a Linwood student who does not want to participate in the dual immersion program, your next steps will be a little bit different than some of the other schools, because you will let us know in which order you would like preference to be at the other schools in our district. But you will be guaranteed a transfer to one of the other 7 schools in NUSD. All right, I believe the next question is for the charter school. Is Novato Charter School with the Waldorf program a neighborhood school, or can you apply if it isn't in your neighborhood? So I can answer part of that, but then I'll hand it over to you, Nikki. No, the Novato Charter School is a charter school. It is has its own separate governance and acceptance program. So I'm going to let Nikki speak to the application process for that.
So all families that live within the Novato Unified School District have the same priority to apply for our school. So when you go and you look at the documents, you may apply, and actually anybody in the state of California can apply, but Novato Unified School District residents have priority, but equal priority regardless of which school district neighborhood you live in.
Thank you so much. All right, our next question. For parents that are not bilingual, does the dual immersion program provide parent support and curriculum support for their weaker language? Great question, and I'm gonna hand that over to Ms. Matson. Deborah, if you could answer that one.
So for the parents, we do have parent information nights, and we also do provide parent support in the sense that we are making sure that there are the kinds of supports available to the parents so that they will know what the curriculum is about, what we are teaching the students. And usually our parents are feeling well supported, and they tell us that they love learning the language along with their child to a certain degree. We provide additional meetings and conferences with our parents so that they can be assured that they know what the progress that their child is making in the subject areas. And so we are in constant contact with our parents, but formally we have parent information nights, and we have additional conferences to support our parents.
Perfect, thank you so much. In between the next question, there was another question about when does the transfer window close? The transfer window is currently open, and it closes on the first Monday of March, which is March 1st, 2021. Once the lottery results are in, it takes us a couple of organized to get the lottery set up, and so the lottery will take place on March 15th, 2021. All right, the next question. What will be the school hours for kindergarten next year? As much as I would love to have a concrete answer for that, so much of that has to do with where we are in terms of remote learning, hybrid learning, and return to full instruction. So it will follow the schedules for the remote, hybrid, or full, depending on which one of those modes we're in. And if you go to our COVID page on the website, you will see our reentry plan, and you'll see all of our schedules. So you can see our remote schedule, our hybrid schedule. Notice that the hybrid schedule is different for TKK than it is for the upper grades. So make sure you're looking at that one. The elementary has 2 separate schedules there. And then obviously our full return would look very similar to what it has been in the past in prior years. But again, I can't answer that question now because we can't predict what the future will hold, and it's certainly changing day to day as we respond to what's happening in the world. All right, is there information regarding the criteria for kindergarten readiness, or is it different at school? In terms of readiness, each school does choose to do a screener. As we heard from Ms. Donovan, each school does this a little differently. If your school is one that does a pre-start of school screener, they'll contact you when we get closer to through the summer months, and set up an appointment for your student, and they'll do a before school starts screener. All students, of course, are welcome to register, and we welcome them to our campuses. Once they're in school, in the first weeks of school, all of our classrooms do a universal screener to measure where their baseline is and help identify where their path is and where their areas of growth are. So we make sure that by the end of the year, all of our kindergartners are really ready for first grade. All right, I think that's all the questions that we have up here so far, but we're certainly here to take any more. I want to thank everyone one more time for being here, and I want to make sure for those of you who came in weren't able to access this until after the meeting started. Just to remind everyone, we will certainly make sure that this is recorded. We'll make sure that the recording is posted on our website and sent out to our families through our different means of communication. And if you have any questions at all, either about information that you heard tonight and you went home and thought about it and came up with something you hadn't thought of yet, or if you missed it and you just want to ask that question, know that you can reach out anytime to Jen Casper, jcasper@nusd.org. And again, a reminder that if you need any support at all or have any questions about the registration or transfer process, you can reach out to Jen Casper, or you can certainly reach out to any of the office staff members at the 8 elementary schools, and they are all ready to help and experts in how to go through this process, and every one of them has access to multilingual support. So please don't hesitate to use our resources, and we really are looking forward to serving your students and getting to know you. And I'll wrap back up with where we kind of started, which is our goal is really to partner with our community, with our parents, with our students. Every one of our students has a team that is behind them in supporting, not only ensuring that they have a safe and caring environment, but that they know what success looks like, and they have all the tools and resources that they need to be able to achieve success. I'm going to stay on, and we'll continue to answer questions until the end of our hour. But if you are, you're free to go, and we've covered all the information. So the last question we have up here, I presume the website has a tool to determine which our neighborhood school is. Thank you so much. Absolutely. So we actually have a couple of tools. The easiest one, in my opinion, to use is the school locator by address. If you go to that web page, and I can actually navigate back to it for you. And it is under Find Your Neighborhood School. There it is. Excuse me, too far. There it goes. So on that same Enroll My Student page that we were at before, if you click on the Locate My Neighborhood School, oops, sorry, you're getting my ads, pardon me. And you can have, there's another link right here, Finding Your Neighborhood School using the street index. That is the simplest way to do it. When you click on this, everything is alphabetical, numbers first, and then A through Z, and you simply find your street. So if you are on Anna Court, your entire street goes to San Ramon, Sinaloa, and San Marin. And so it will let you know what your pathway is based on your address. And again, if you're interested in any other schools, you would need to reach out and into those schools and possibly complete a transfer request. All right. This may have been addressed, but what are the cutoff dates for TK versus kindergarten? And I should know this off the top of my hand, but I'm gonna, okay, say that again. September 2nd to December 2nd. So if you have a student who was born between September 2nd and December 2nd, then they would be enrolling in transitional kindergarten. After December 2nd, they're enrolling in kindergarten.
Jen, I'm Jen.
Yeah, Nikki.
Jen, I have another meeting to go to, so I'm going to step off. Our age for kindergarten is just slightly different, but there's all that information on our website. So thank you for including me. I'll look forward to hearing from you.
Pardon me, so sorry. So again, TK, September 2nd through December 2nd. If they are not of age by December 2nd, they're waiting to the next year. That's how that goes. All right. if we're planning to join the wait list for Novato charter schools, should we register for our neighborhood school as well? So similar to what we would say with a transfer, you're not gonna be able to go through the process until you've registered for your home school. Once you've registered for your home school, you can go in and you can do the application for the charter school, which is on their website, but you can also, if you decide you're gonna seek a transfer, you would do that afterwards. So the first step would be register for your home school, make sure that you have a spot in that home school, and then of course you would remove that request if you were admitted into the charter school. Okay. Okay, how would you enroll in aftercare? So we have a number of different agencies that are supporting us with aftercare. That would be a question you would reach out to your neighborhood school, and they would be able to give you the details since they differ from school to school. They'll give you the contact information, the dates, the times, and all that good information. So reach your neighborhood school for after school information. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just stay on. If you're still here, please go ahead and ask any questions in the chat box, and we'll continue to stay here and answer those questions. And again, just a reminder, I'll go back to our contact. If you have any questions at all, of course, our website, NUSD.org. Find the /enroll if you're ready to go ahead and start that process. And if you have questions, or should I say when you have questions as you go through the process, don't hesitate to reach out to Jennifer Casper at the Novato Unified School District office or to your neighborhood school, and they'll help you get going. Great question. How does an IEP work for a transitional kindergarten? If your student already has an IEP, when you register, we'll make sure that you're connected directly with our special education department. Our director of that department is Angela Chrysler. Again, you can find her contact information on the special education tab of our website, and we'll put together an IEP transition plan. If you don't currently have an IEP, if you feel that there's need or there has been some discussion of that, again, you would reach directly to our special education department and they'll walk you through that process. Right, private, okay. That's giving me an error page. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead. I'll look that up for you right now. Thank you for asking that question. I want to, before we do, we've got just a few minutes left, but I just want to thank again our teachers for being here tonight. You guys are working above and beyond, and I can't tell you how much it means to all of us to have your perspective and be able to give our community a glimpse into the daily life of our TK and kinders. But I want to let you say goodnight and head on off because I know you have a million things to prepare for tomorrow. So thank you so much for being here, and me and Karen will stay on and answer any of the questions that come up from here on out. But have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, let me go back to our map. And tell me what that is. I hope I'm not making anyone dizzy going through here so fast. Manual Drive, Full Street, Manual Drive, Full Street, Rancho Elementary School, San Jose Intermediate, and Novato High School. So you would, and also as a note, when you do go on to register, once you put in your address, it will populate the school for you. But we wanted you to know how to look this up in case you're interested in navigating any of the other schools or looking into what it is before you start your registration process. But the program will identify it for you. Okay. Do the public schools share a directory with contact with other families in the school to facilitate? There's a number of ways in which that happens. If the parent chooses to share their information in the student directory, yes, that is the case. Most of our schools use online programs now to help connect families. One of the ones that I see most commonly is called Constella. And not only is it a messaging a device for families to teachers, teachers to families, but it is also a way for all of the parents to connect via email, text, and phone. So yes, the schools, also yes, the PTAs certainly have a hand in that and make sure that those opportunities are there. When you first register for school, when you do your opening day packet, one of the questions that will be in there is, do you want your information shared in that student directory? So that would be the question that you're looking for, and those packets come home kind of in the late July, early August. Online, but they'll get them, right? Then yeah, they come to you digitally, but they will come to you in the late summer before school starts.
Just to clarify a little bit with the IEP for children in preschool, the children in preschool with an active IEP will have a spring transition IEP where their early intervention team will meet with the.
Oh, I don't know the year of birth.
So
they have to be 5 by.
Your child's case manager will schedule that with you.
Okay, without doing, I would have to go back and do a little bit of math, but for the TK question, just to be really clear on this, and I don't have the year, but I can count backwards if we need. Your student would need to turn 5 by September 1st, 2021 in order to enroll for kindergarten. If they turn 5 between September 2nd and December 1st, then they would be registering for transitional kindergarten. So turning 5 by September 1st, kindergarten, turning 5 between September 2nd and December 1st would be transitional kindergarten. Oh, thank you. Good question. The charter school is a public charter school. So it is a public school, and they partner with Novato Unified School District, but they do operate outside of Novato Unified School District in that they have their own board of directors and curricular expectations and application process. So it is not one of the neighborhood schools. It is a school of choice, and it is a charter that operates within Novato Unified School. All right. Thank you all so much for tonight. It was really great. It's always strange not to be able to see all of your faces, but I know you're out there and we appreciate you being here tonight, and we just want to be a support to you as we move through the fall. One more question. 2 more questions. Do the schools have early care? Yes, they do. And again, that would be a question. Reach out to your school for what the before school. Typically, it's the same organization that does before and after school care. So you may be able to do both of those at once. But yes, our schools have both before and after school, depending on the school that you're at. They'll let you know who the organization is to reach out to. When will we know if an interdistrict transfer has been approved? That is a great question. So as I said, the lottery will happen on March 15th. Once we have all of those in place, we have to wait a while to see where our registration falls, and we start making those in the order that we can do them based on our staffing. So as much as I would like to give you a hard date on when you'll know by, we do it as soon as we possibly can after that lottery closes. But unfortunately, it could take all the way until after the 10-day counts after we return to school. What I can tell you is the beauty of doing all of our transfer process on School Mint, which is that registration process site, is you'll get regular updates as you move down the wait list. So if you get approved, you'll know right away the minute we do it. If someone ahead of you in the wait list gets approved, you'll get an automatically generated response to let you know where you now are on the wait list. You can always, of course, reach out, and you can always log in and see where you are in that process. But the best thing I can say is we do them in the order that we have them on the wait list, and as space is available based on our current registration and our staffing. So it can, you know, by the end of those 10-day counts in after school starts, we will reach out and let you know if no transfer will be happening that year. But we do the best we can from March until the beginning of September. All right, and it is 6 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and log off. Again, we appreciate all the questions, and I wish it was more of a conversation, and we were here face to face. But this is what we can do, and we just want to make sure you have the information you need and the way to contact us. So feel free to let us know how we can help, and otherwise have a wonderful night, and we cannot wait to meet you and your students next fall. Thank you very much.